Has your mental health worsened because of COVID-19?
The constant wave of bad news day by day makes me feel so like nothing had gotten better in the past year.
I was made redundant in the first lockdown, which was super hard and stressful. I not only had this, but was trying to adapt and juggle uni work remotely. I guess it's just a lot of stress. Change isn't easy and I miss real human interaction.
My social anxiety has also gotten worse. I'm scared of lockdown ending and having to be out and around people again. Even friends and meeting up for plans. I feel sick about it all. I wasn't the most social person beforehand anyway, but I feel like it's definitely got worse.
Yes, total isolation due to being critically extremely vulnerable has caused worsening depression, anxiety disorder and agoraphobia.
With all the uncertainty that surrounded us, there was no way to avoid stress. The media was a big cause of this, as there was so little good news on a day-to-day basis.
Being alone and not being able to see people makes you feel lonely and unwanted.
I find it hard to be optimistic anymore. But I've been in a constant cycle for a year and nothing seems to be getting better. Mentally, this is draining and exhausting, of course. I'm a young person. I am a very social guy, but the thought of leaving my house really scares me. The new norm is staying in, and I've become equipped to this routine. The end is apparently near, but it feels like deja vu to me, to be honest. I guess my mental health wasn't great to start with, but COVID and the 3 lockdowns, of course, have proven hard.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Peter. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Peter.
2020.
Told you I'll be here forever. Said I'll always be your friend. No fun, stick it out to the end. Know that we'll still have each other.
Do you think social media has a negative impact on your mental health?
Social media portrays a certain lifestyle that could be considered as desirable, which is unachievable, I'm afraid.
Sometimes social media can be used for good in the world, but sometimes it can be cruel and horrible. It's horrible to see things on social media causing suicide and bullying. For me, social media creates an expectation where I should be in life, and this is toxic and bad for my mental health. I'm still young and should accept that life doesn't have a timeline of deadlines and accomplishments for my life, so I can really do anything whenever I want.
I feel that I can get trapped in the vicious cycle of social media, and there are many things that can get people worried or that we have to live up to unrealistic expectations.
I believe that when checking social media becomes more obsessive rather than just occasional, it has a drastic impact on mental health. I haven't struggled with this massively, but on days where I am away from social media, I do tend to look back on them more fondly.
I look at all my friends doing good things, and I just feel failure.
Social media is a biased or skewed view of the world. Everything on it has to be taken with a pinch of salt. That said, it's a great way to keep in touch with the lives of friends, family, and keep in contact with a wider world than the walls of our homes. It requires balance and lots of self-discipline to interact in a way that won't affect your mental health.
As a boy who uses social media on the daily, it is draining to see the unrealistic expectations for young people.
Everyone lives their best life on social media. It makes me feel a bit sad sometimes.
Platforms have different effects. TikTok is fun to watch, but Instagram is full of false realities that make my dreams feel impossible.
Down along the creek, I remember something. Heard the heron hurried away. When first I breached that last Sunday. Low moon down the yellow road, I remember something. That leaving wasn't easy, all that heaving in my rhymes. And I'm certain that it's evening, that it's now is not the time. Ooh. Toiling with your blood, I remember something. And being Russian kissing on the lights.
What does toxic masculinity mean to you?
A lack of freedom for men to be who they want to be and to show how they feel openly.
Men are less likely to admit they need help and to have feelings because they feel like it is not the manly thing to do.
I feel the need to look a certain way and live up to someone else's expectation of what a man is.
The lack of acceptance that men can express their feelings for fear or being ridiculed or made to feel that they are not real men if they do. It becomes toxic because men that internalize their emotions, which can have long-term health effects.
Toxic masculinity is focusing on how men should stereotypically be, regardless of what they might be going through. They feel like they have to portray themselves in a certain manly way in order to be accepted by society.
Toxic masculinity in everyday life. It's the voice in my head that tells me that I'm not good enough. It's the increased heart rate at any time I step outside my door. It's the fear of failure because I have the opportunity to mess up that men have. And it's the air I breathe.
Toxic masculinity is masculinity that comes from a place of insecurity rather than confident stability, using stereotypes and fear tactics to force others to adhere to a way of being that is more traditionally masculinized. When it is present, it creates an environment for sexist ideologies to reside and be created.
Toxic masculinity means men feel they aren't men when expressing emotions. Specifically, if they are struggling, they feel trapped and can't talk to people about it because they think people will tell them to man up.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Peter. Happy birthday to you. I often think about the one mores I wish we had. One more breakfast, one more lunch, and one more dinner. One more high five, one more chat, and one more hug. One more laugh, one more smile, and just one more touch. One last car ride singing out our heart's desire. And one more cheesy grin, just for me to admire. But that's not real, and it may never be. So I cherish the ones we did have, the moments time stood still and it was just us, where we forgot about the world, and we just loved. I'm sorry I failed you, and I didn't do better, but moving forward, I can only do better. I'm sorry you suffered in silence and you hid your pain. I was blinded by your smile and was too selfish to see. So one more pinky promise. I forgive you, Peter. Do you forgive me?